We used to get on the steps like steel cleat soccer nikes. Sun up or sun down, we up and down the block riding bikes. Fool on the court, shacking out like Jay McGee. Some of us ain't had no rhythm, so we ended up scraping knee. We be in the house from time to time playing 64, but on 4600 Kasson, we spent way more time outdoor. Talking about rap was a regular pastime. Pick up where we left off on the convo from last time. We be out early playing sports to the day's end. Some of the fights we had, you would swear we were never friends. But all of that was just a part of our neighborhood growing up. Wouldn't change a thing but taking time and then slow it up. I miss those days and I can never forget a thing. Still drive up the block and reminisce about everything. So what you got now is a way more refined us. Hit play on episode 31 and stay till the time's up.
I do wish we had some chips though.
Man, some chips would be dope though.
Like, there's something about like just like texture and crunch is important.
We should eat Pringles on the show.
No, see
should we eat
Pringles.
Pringles
No,
on the show?
not Pringles.
Because I fucked with Pringles.
Dude, my all of us are. We're all gonna be sitting in here with our fucking hand stuck inside this canister trying to get the bottom chips.
Yeah, the Pringles are awesome.
You know
Like,
why?
just-
You know why? I fuck with
You know,
Pringles?
Dave already has bad luck with his hands.
Hell yeah, that's the truth, yo. That's fucked up. Look at my hands, Dad. Look at my hands.
Look at my hands.
Listen, let me justify this. You know why I fucked with
I'm
Pringles?
fucking 70.
Because they're the one company that to this day will give you a full fucking container of their chips.
Okay, yeah.
For $1.50. We'll
Okay, we can talk about
You're right
that.
about that.
I will say that. Do you want to start the episode?
We might as well start it now.
Yeah, I mean, start it so
There
we
we
can
go.
talk about this. So I don't want to forget about.
Because
How
I really want to talk
That
about
was a
chips.
stupid idea.
I want to talk about that. Hey,
That was stupid.
Welcome back to the Kiona and Kasson podcast.
How you gonna get fired?
On your
On your day off.
I know you ain't go out like that. Anyways, welcome back to the Kiona and Kasson podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
This is episode 31.
Yep.
I'm your host, Adam. We're here with my brother, Osama, and my boy, Dave. Stacks, of course, is at the foot level right now. Welcome back to the show. Listen, Pringles.
No, Pringles is a good chip, but it's a dumb idea when we're sitting here trying to concentrate. Look, I can only do two things at
Listen,
once, and
you know how
Pringles
Maybe
is
it's a dumb idea.
Pringles is like
It's
Pringles
not
is
called
more
out
than
like that.
one task. Okay, Pringles is
You
stuffing
can
your
take
hand.
out a lot of them at one time. It's not like you have to stuff your hand into the can.
Understand?
You tip it over.
No.
It's not a
I
very
get
big
it.
Hold
over.
on.
No, tipping it
Like,
over. You got
the tip-
crumbs.
It's like
Tip
this
over's
big.
a problem.
Tip over's
Tip
crumbs.
Dude, listen, you gotta master it. I put my palm on it, and then I tip my
I get
then I
that.
take it out.
But the
It's not
tipper
that
over
hard.
is the crumb. It's a crumb
just
that
feel-
you don't
I
know
just
what's
feel
at the
like
bottom.
I feel like that's unneeded work. Like,
Well, how many chips are you eating on the podcast? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think.
Like,
I
you can
think.
get
No,
to
okay,
half
we gotta break down
What
the
about this?
flaw.
What about this? How about they just make the canister just a bit wider?
Exactly, that's the flaw because they'd have to make bigger chips and
But
it'll
hold
cost
up
more.
though. But hold up though. If you do that, is that going to throw off like how much like air is inside of the canister?
I
Because,
think
like, you
so.
need a certain amount of air.
Because that's what I'm saying. Either
and like you know
right now,
whatever it is. Yeah.
the chip to canister ratio is perfect
Yo,
for you to look at and assume you are getting the best bang for your buck.
it's true, 100%.
Hold on.
Right.
The problem with your motherfucking idea is the mechanics. We're
Okay,
not little.
listen.
We're not little guys.
How
We're
about
not the biggest men in the world, but we're not little men.
They-
Our hands
the
are
only size-
of larger stature
The
than
full
others.
size can is not the only size they sell. They sell half cans.
That's very true.
You got long ass fingers. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just
get
dig
it.
in there.
All right,
and grab
listen.
that
Just
shit.
listen to my argument. And
No,
tell me
I don't
if
like
I'm
it.
wrong. No, listen.
You know it already.
Listen.
No, I don't want. No.
It's the
I like it.
it's the age old, television show where the kid gets his head or his hand stuck in something, right? And I can't get it out. Stop making a fist. The only way I can stop making a fist in the Pringles can is if I let go of the fucking Pringles. How do
Okay.
I grab the Pringles without expanding my hand?
But let me
into-
present you this theory then.
Okay. Hit me with.
How about
Wait, before that, what do you think
Damn.
about that? Before that, what do you think about what I
fuck
just
that
said?
because I'm about to counter that.
No, I get it. What do you think? Okay, we need Dave's ratio. Dave is.
Okay, you see. All right, that's not the reason why I'm here, but I will play.
No. I was like, you're here
I will-
too. We
I
need
will-
your
I will-
input.
I will moderate.
Your input should be here.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not to say you're only here to.
No,
I'm-
yeah, I was joking. Yeah.
Best be joking.
Okay.
Sir.
Well, so
He threatens me and then calls me sir.
Are you?
That's how
Do
they do
you
it.
accept?
Sorry.
Are you a coward?
Yeah, right.
that's how they handle things back in the day with respect. You know.
Fuck you, sir.
I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, let me know what do you think about my argument?
What was your argument exactly?
Okay.
Your
When you
hand
put
gonna
your
get stuck in the container.
you put your hand in
So
the
I
container.
said-
Hand goes in the
And I
container,
said we would just make them wider.
and that would be the fix. But the problem is for Pringles is if they do that, our perception of their the bang for the buck goes a little bit out the window because they'd have to make bigger chips.
We could just pour the whole fucking container into a bowl, put the container right next to it, and be like,
But
yo,
then
this is all the Pringles.
You risk losing more than a few chips though.
How?
Because when they come out, like some of them are
They're brittle.
from the bottom.
Yeah, but if it's a full
Pringles
container,
are pretty brittle.
if it's a full container,
They're really
it's
thin.
really easy
Yeah.
to just, you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
okay, yes, but I'm saying like generally most people, I feel like
or jackasses.
like, they just like pour it in a bowl really fast and shit. I don't
Oh,
know.
that would be
Pringles?
stupid.
breaks.
Okay.
I'm still down to support their brand because they give me all the fucking like.
Okay.
They give me what I expect.
All right, well, do we wanna
I
do-
know
what's your favorite
certain
chip?
techniques of getting a Pringle out, you know, and like how to not get crumbs out and all that. But I'm saying like I shouldn't have to do
It ideally
They
should
give
be
me what I
easier
pay
for
for.
us, right?
exactly.
The user experience should be a little better. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but here's the problem, right? If you go with any other chip like a Lay or a Dorito, right? You're digging your hand in the bag every time. How fucking loud is that? That I'd rather.
Yeah, the canister.
You got a point.
It is.
You got a point. Cellophane makes a lot of fucking noise.
It makes a
does.
lot of noise and
It
like
does.
it picks all
Especially
of that
because
up.
like I was a fat kid when I was young. I was trying to sneak chips late at night and shit, but I couldn't.
Fat
do
got
that.
to do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want.
Just
Yeah, your
saying.
parents don't want you to get
Yeah,
bigger.
Exactly. Fucking chips and shit like that.
And then when you find out that you're eating chips.
But
like-
like you know, I go to like sneak a couple and like it's just like it's so loud, man. Cause
Also, nobody ever sneaks a couple of chips.
like no,
And the problem too.
It's
right?
like you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get a couple. Oh, that wasn't enough. I'm gonna get more. Well, that wasn't enough. By the end of the
Especially
night,
with,
you're face deep in the bag.
especially if you have Doritos, whether it's nacho cheese or Cooler Ranch back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
the originals.
Today that'll
When
go.
that was like the only flavor they had, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. They did spread their
I
concentration.
feel like I could have paid a whole bag on my own.
Yo,
Just
I'll do
listen,
that today.
you know what the other problem with cellophane is? I'll be in
I
my
haven't
bed,
done
right?
that in the longest, but yeah.
Oh, it's terrible for you.
I'll be on my
I
bed
can't do
just
that.
chilling
Yeah.
and about ready to
Like
eat some
trenches.
chips. And Benny is fucking asleep on the floor. And he's passed the fuck out.
Oh, as soon
and
as
he
you
won't
touch
wake
it.
up for anything else. Anything.
Except
If
chips.
there's a thunderstorm, if he hears a noise downstairs, he doesn't give a fuck. But let you fucking hear a cellophane bag. And
And-
that's it. He's up and he's like in your face like, yo.
I get it.
Okay, also, chips in bed.
Just like that.
Chips in bed, probably the worst shit, but also pretty great.
You're like, man. It's like,
You heard what I said?
They're what?
Chips in bed. It's like probably terrible because crumbs everywhere, but
Well, I used to do
honestly,
it all the
it's
time.
really great.
I used to do it all the time.
I just keep a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Before I moved here, my rule was no eating in bed,
No.
and then like that went out the window. You know, I moved in with my girl, and she likes to eat in bed.
Oh, really? Candace and I can't do that. Yeah, like.
I'm
it's
down
weird
to eat
for
in
us.
bed.
I don't like eating in bed either.
Can't eat.
Well, not eating, but like
Like
snack.
George
like
Costanza had to have a
have
sandwich.
like have
in
some
the bed.
chips.
Oh man.
Like have some
My
chips
man
or
would
whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't prefer. I'll have a bowl of cereal.
Costanza had to have
With
a
some-
sandwich
You're
in
in
bed.
office? Huh?
Costanza.
Oh,
Had
he
to
was
have a
trying
sandwich in the bed.
and sex.
And sex.
Man,
Give me at least
that
one
was
of those
just
things.
can't
in my bed.
stand ya.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
man.
Can't stand you.
Yo, how do you have a corned beef on a rye with mustard in bed while you're just doing it? That
Yo, he
Like
dipped
he
from
just
the
left
sex.
sandwich shop.
He dipped.
Right, right.
He put
and,
put
like,
headphones
she
on.
was still like playing and like whatnot, and like he was off.
You
the
saw her
side,
in the
just, like-
cover. She
Yeah,
was like
right.
this.
Right.
He put headphones on, was watching the game. You remember that,
I
right?
do, yeah, I
Eating
know.
this sandwich. Like he didn't even want to have sex.
Yo, he's a
Jeez.
legend.
I think what George
for sure.
really wanted was a
Legend.
naked girl next to him.
Legend.
A legend.
Costanza was a fucking
He's a legend.
The summer of George.
Yo.
So, oh
It's
man,
the summer of George.
But okay, so let's go back.
Back
so,
to chips.
Pringles. Well, actually, I was talking about Doritos for a little bit, right?
Yeah, but
How
no.
you guys
Okay, the
like
only thing
bags
we were
of
talking
Doritos?
about, I think here's the argument with Pringles. Was
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I think to sum it up.
Yeah.
We all think that they're a great chip. We all agree that the canister should be bigger. Pringles isn't gonna do it. So it's a dumb idea. Right?
No.
Okay, where do you rank Pringles on the list of chips?
For value, number one.
Yeah, that's what, no. Maybe Fritos.
No.
Fritos.
No.
Chili cheese all day.
Huh?
Chili cheese all day.
Chili
But
cheese
there's
is dope.
still all of this space.
Not in Pringles. Pringles is like
No, Pringles.
one
is full.
eighth of it is almost not in
But-
Pringles. I'm sorry, Fritos.
Fritos. is
About
not
1/8 of it is got air.
But so yeah, they
I'll say
say
it's like
that
1/6.
they say that to combat consumers talking about them getting shipped off, like consumers losing money on that. It's really just they have to inject a certain amount of like oxygen and something else in it to keep the product, alive.
I get that.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
No,
but
fuck that.
not to the
Give me
point
a
where
full-ass bag.
Doritos will give you less than half a bag of chips.
But like think about that though, because then your product's going bad in like a week.
No, the problem is that you have to buy less bags if it's filled all the way to the top. That's the problem.
Well, I mean,
is that they won't,
to some
they
degree,
won't fill it all the way to the top.
Because like think about like the supersized bags or whatnot. There's a lot of air.
Okay, yeah. So let's
Yeah.
let's go to that route. Who gives you the least amount of chips?
The least. Man.
Oh, and who?
I don't know. Yeah,
Meanwhile, stuffing the bag so it's like
all companies
puffy.
kind of fall off sometimes.
You know how
That's
like,
off of my
they make it a
experience with
puffy
Sun
bag?
Chips.
Yeah.
Sun chips? Sun chips give you like 7. Sun chips give you like 7. I get like 7 Harvest cheddar chips when I don't even like Sun
They
chips.
don't give you a lot in the bag at all. No.
No.
And it's fucked up because I actually like
It's
Sun
just
Chips,
one
and I
jumbo
didn't think I would like
Sun
them.
chips are good, but fuck them because they don't give you shit.
They don't.
And they'd be mad expensive.
Yeah.
Low
Yeah,
key,
Bugles.
there's the Subway next to Northeastern, right? And we used to go there a lot during college, and I always used to like grab an extra bag of chips, because they give you 1,
Not really.
and I'd be like, no, I want 2. So I'll grab the Sun chips, and I would, So that was my little, fuck the world.
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat 2 bags of chips with my Subway,
So
which
it
is also, by the way, terrible.
Yeah. Subway.
You know what goes good with the sandwich? Maybe, some Flamin' Hot chips.
Nah, man, fuck Flamin' Hot chips.
It's a little fun.
But that's what we got to talk about, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
right,
Oh, yeah, we need to talk about
Okay,
this.
because we have been talking about chips for a while, but this is important. Fuck hot chips. Period.
I love hot chips.
Flamin' Hots are the shit. And if you fucking eat some string cheese with it,
Ooh,
I've noticed
man.
it's actually really
What
good.
the fuck?
It's weird.
I've actually never done that, but that sounds pretty good.
Okay, so listen. I will eat
But it's good.
cheese, I'm not going to lie. I've had string cheese while eating, like, a regular cheddar, cheddar nacho Dorito.
Yeah.
Delicious. But there's nothing delicious about a fucking Flamin' Hot.
There is.
What's so good about it?
Listen, I don't know. I don't eat them very, very regularly.
Dude,
You know
it
what
tastes
I'm
like
saying?
shit. It literally tastes like shit.
I have maybe a couple bags a year, but I enjoy them.
They're good.
They're terrible, dude.
I'll go on kicks, right? Like I'll eat a bag and I'm like, man, like this is a chip I'm fucking
I mean,
with right
No,
now.
I get that.
It's same way with regular Cheetos, same way with Doritos. You know?
But okay. So here's my thing about hot, right? Like to get into what we were talking about.
Is the
There's-
burn on your
there's-
tongue afterwards?
No, there's different thresholds of hot for me, and it's weird because what some people will tell me is hot. I mean, I don't know, that's not really too hot.
Yeah.
And then what they'll be like, oh, this isn't very
Too
hot.
spicy.
Sometimes it's too spicy.
Like, damn, son, this shit is really fucking hot.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing with me. Flamin' Hots tend to be a little bit hot.
Yeah.
Like the back of my throat burns. I don't like it, and it's not.
I don't like it.
And it's not a delicious chip. It's not a delicious enough chip, or at all, really,
Yeah.
for me to indulge and just
The
like,
funny
oh,
thing
that's
is-
great. That tastes great.
The funny thing
oh,
is, the
and
more
lick
you're
these
eating
fucking
it,
red fingertips
all of it.
now.
the
all
more you're
of it
eating it,
is
the less
stained for
spicy
life.
it feels until you stop eating them. When you're eating it, it doesn't taste that spicy, And to me, I like the flavor. So I don't know, but like,
Do you so like when the corn guy came around, right? And I can't
Oh, I
remember.
didn't put the chili powder on it. No.
You didn't like with
On the
anything.
elote? No.
With anything. Cucumbers?
Oh, I didn't even
No,
fuck
no,
with cucumbers. That's some white shit.
the cucumbers only have
No,
that's
that's
bullshit.
no,
The
they ain't
cucumbers
white.
are fucking dope.
Right.
That shit was
the
weird.
lemon sauce.
That's just some
dude,
weird. That
That
was
shit
just
is
weird
fucking
shit,
dope.
man.
with the spice on top.
I mean, don't
I
get
don't
me wrong.
put
Now,
on the corn, I
now
do,
that
but
sounds good. Back then, I was like, no, I want a fucking corn. Fuck those that cucumber shit.
I get that.
And I've told you the story
Yo,
about
my
the little
cousins,
girl.
remember that? My cousins. Yo,
Yeah, we've talked
they
about
used to
this on
get
here. Yeah,
down on cucumbers, yo.
Yeah.
yo,
That's
they
not
were the
kinda
only
weird.
people I ever
They
seen
used
eat
to
that.
eat cucumbers a lot.
They're the only people I ever seen eat cucumbers.
Thank you for noticing that. Yeah.
What?
I was like, no, I'm not gonna repeat that. We'll just.
You said they didn't get down on the cucumber.
I was like, I said they used to get down on cucumbers.
Yo,
I was like,
no.
let's reverse on that. They used to eat.
They're the only ones. I swear to God, I probably had cucumbers in the house.
Yeah.
But couldn't tell you. We didn't probably eat too many cucumbers.
Right.
But like I don't ever remember in my life going to the fucking corn man and saying, "Hey, why would I pick fucking cucumbers and salt over a fucking elote?" No, those things are delicious.
Gee,
I would
what
often
used to
get
do-
both of those things.
What I used to do is
When did you have double dollars?
I don't remember. Listen, every once in a while.
When were you getting
It
$2?
was probably after. It was probably after Eid. One here,
what
just
you're supposed to do. And this is what I do.
What, you steal it?
No, shut up.
I'm asking how you had $2. I only had one.
Like,
Like,
what are you talking about? What?
oh, because he said he would get both.
Both what?
The cucumbers and the corn.
Oh, so what? Yeah.
When the fuck did you guys get so much money back then? $2.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I just got it.
I was like, I'm gonna get the corn,
I was
and it
like-
better only be still $1.
I mean, my mom like heard the corn man all the time, and I was like, she's like
I feel like somehow I
that
had
like
like
the ice cream, and she's like, damn.
somehow I had like $10 a week. I don't know, it just worked out that way. I'd be-
$10 a week.
I'd be at marathon
Out of nowhere.
2-3 times a week.
Hey, my bank account just replenished.
No.
Go for it.
But so
Got direct deposit today.
the thing you're supposed to do, this is what I do. This is like the mad hookup. When you go to the corn man, you get the elote in a cup, the spoon.
Oh, I was just about to
the
ask
chili
you
powder
that.
That's
on top.
good.
But hold up, and then you also get the pork rinds. What I did is I just shoveled the elote onto the pork rind.
All right, so look.
Okay.
Here's my.
That was the
you're gonna probably
shit.
be with me on this. I hope. Probably not. You know what? You're probably not gonna be with me.
I mean, you guys don't get down, pork rinds.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm gonna talk about. I don't like it in the cup.
Listen, okay, I was just gonna tell you this, right? If you go to the beach,
I can't even.
if you're at Foster Beach, right?
I can't. I
And you
thought
go-
I knew you, bro.
If you're at Foster
I thought
Beach,
I knew you, bro.
and you
I
go,
sunned both of you, and
I'm
you're both
hurt.
fucked up.
I'm hurt right here.
No,
I'm hurt
no, no.
right here, bro.
listen,
That's messed
listen,
up.
listen. I gotta explain this.
Okay.
No cup.
If you go to like the beach and they have that little corn guy set up down there, they'll cut the corn off and then they'll put the fucking mayonnaise on. They put like all the toppings on top of it.
Ah.
If you make it like that, it's fucking nasty.
It is.
What you have to do first is make it on the corn, then
And then
cut it off,
cut it,
put it in
yeah.
there.
Exactly.
It's evenly distributed. It tastes just like if it's on the cob.
They get you.
No,
I cannot have you pouring all the toppings like you
I'm-
just threw a fucking
I'm-
tablespoon and a half of mayonnaise on top of my corn.
I'm
So
not.
my
I'm
thing
not
is
going
what I-
with that.
What I
I'm
do
not
is
going with it though.
you
I understand the theory,
It's the
but
same
I'm not
thing.
with it. No,
That's how
no,
I
I
like it.
refuse. The way you eat fucking an elote is with the motherfucking thing on the cob, and you go to town on that shit, and you toss that shit in the garbage when
With
you
the
finish.
fucking-
He said.
With a fucking piece of
But
parchment paper
honestly,
on the
they were
bottom,
never in the
salt
garbage.
and
Yo, it was funny, but them little corns, the cobs were
They were
fucking
everywhere.
everywhere.
because the fucking
I
like
heard
raccoons and shit.
Yo, they be
Jesus,
everywhere.
Right though.
Yo.
Yo,
Remember that there was that big old tree in front of my apartment. You know, the one that I lived in.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
was
pine
like
tree you
before,
had, right?
Yeah.
But there was always those leftover elotes, just like
I remember
always
that.
just maxing that
Dude.
shit. But you always like you'd see them like stained in red from like the hot sauce shit, you know, like the chili powder.
Just sitting there
whatnot.
chilling with their little weird thumbs.
Real though, yeah, man.
And their tail fucking like vibrating for some reason.
Dude.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't at all subscribe to let's cut this shit into a cup. Fuck
I
that.
do.
I never
No.
even seen that happen.
No.
You did that ever happen when you were young?
Dude, they charged you an extra 25 cents at the corn guy.
Dude, I
At the
promise
corn
you,
guy, like,
I
the place-
promise you, I
At the
never
corn
seen
guy,
that.
it was an extra 25 cents.
I never seen that as an option.
Oh really?
I always walked away with you guys, and we all had it on the cob. When the fuck?
Oh
were you-
yeah, no, definitely.
When
Like,
Pop started getting in the cup, that's when I was like, oh.
Oh, what?
So, right.
They're so
My
Pop's
uncle-
fucked up first.
my uncle did that, and I was like, oh, I want it in the cup because like, it's just like I don't have
Yeah.
like, all that shit on my face now.
Right, like my fucking face is gonna be covered in cheese.
That's part of the
Right.
experience.
I
is.
appreciate
It
it as
is.
well.
Okay,
It was.
But I
That's why we
will
all did it
say,
together.
I just had one probably 2 years ago, right? As a grown man,
Yeah.
and I was at the laundromat,
Yeah.
right? Let's just say by the end of it, I should have washed the clothes that were on me
I'm
while I was
sure.
washing the other clothes
I'm
at
sure.
the laundromat.
Hell yeah.
Because it's like you take a bite and everything just falls.
It
You're like,
does.
wow,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
They fucking, if now that I think about it, they slap a big fucking
Yo,
thing
they
of mayonnaise on
they
there.
do,
They're like, whoosh.
but it's mesmerizing. Yo, they be like, do a little spinning.
They're
Or
really
they-
good at it. They're really quick.
It's mesmerizing. They got skills. They got
On
skills.
some real shit though, man. Yeah, like I just want to say cheers to those people.
Absolutely.
Yo,
Yeah.
cheers to the corn man of our neighborhood. That dude had that Jerry curl.
And that fucking,
he
like,
wasn't going nowhere.
Literally, he made a corn on the cob in like fucking 3 seconds.
Yeah, and he always hooked it up.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Man, we probably
I just
funded
said
a lot of
those
shit for him.
people. I was gonna clarify that. Okay.
PC.
Cheers, yeah. Cheers
To those guys.
to the hard
And women.
Salute to the elotes, man.
Yep.
You know?
I enjoy the shit out of it.
Yes.
I can't make it at home for the life of me.
I have
no,
I
we
made
do.
it at home
We
one
do.
time.
We do.
It's
so
really fucking good. It's better when you make it
You
at home.
can.
I don't know how to make
I'll
it.
show
at home.
you.
You
I'm,
just
going,
boil
I'm
the
just
corn.
outside waiting for to hear the little bells.
Just
And
corn. Just, yeah.
Dude,
Well,
I'm
not the
just
way
at-
he wants it.
I'm just at home. Yeah,
So
yeah,
buy
no,
some
I
corn on
don't
the
know.
cob, boil that shit.
Oh,
Fucking throw the ingredients on it
Dude.
and call it a day.
I'm just at home waiting to hear the.
Not around here though.
No, you ain't gonna hear that shit. It's mad Polish people. out
Yo,
here.
he used to come
Man.
in like 2-3 times a day.
Yo,
He
dude,
really
we used to,
fucking
and
does
used to bank like $3 a kid, 10 kids, man. A lot of money out there.
Yo.
There's a couple of schools over by where I live, so like there's always an elote man or an ice cream man somewhere. Around.
They know.
I'm just like, it's awesome.
They be
Yeah.
knowing. They be knowing.
Oh,
But what?
Like
Okay,
I'm
so
like on the way to work and shit, like walking to the bus stop, and I'll grab an elote.
what were we talking about before we
Yeah.
elote?
So, chips,
Chips.
flaming hot.
Oh
specifically.
yeah, I think we had.
How you don't like hot
Oh
things?
no, yeah, you asked me about about the hot.
Yeah,
the
so
spicy-
bread. Yeah. What's your spice level?
I don't know. It varies.
Do you have one sauce that you like in
My
particular?
question was, if you go to a wing place,
Yeah.
are you getting a hot, medium, or mild?
Like if those are the only options,
Sure.
I would try the medium,
Okay.
but
But you'd be
it
really.
varies from place to place what their medium
Would
really
you
is.
want to, like, ask how hot the hot is? Like.
Yeah, I would
exactly-
ask.
Okay, right.
But I would generally not get
I'm
it.
wondering, like if you
Like,
would do
have
that,
you-
or would you be like, no, it's hot.
I fucks with like the mild buffalo wings. Like
I get it.
That's
No,
that's
right.
enough. It has
Have
a
you
little
been
bit
to
of flavor.
Carolina Roost?
Yeah,
Over on Irving?
definitely.
Do you, when you get the sandwich, do you get the spicy? See, I don't get the spicy. I get the original.
Yeah.
Because to me, the original is. I don't like to sacrifice taste, flavor, and all that for heat.
Yeah.
Like I don't see
You're-
I just don't see the point in the hot part of food. Like
Can I?
other
do
than
this?
a hot plate of food,
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would want your food to be hot.
Right.
Can I please point out that you are like balls deep in a relationship with a Puerto Rican woman? Like, how do you not like spicy at all?
It just doesn't. It don't fly.
So-
You know the worst thing? I don't know. People are gonna probably be commenting on this. Vivi does probably one of the worst combinations of pizza you ever seen in your life.
Hawaiian pizza.
No, but close, close, very
I
close.
thought it was
Incorporates
Hawaiian pizza.
incorporates it.
Oh, so pineapple what?
So usually when we get a pizza, it's half and half, right?
Yeah.
Which is already
Jalapenos.
fucked up because I eat more
I hate
pizza.
half and half,
You
right?
get jalapenos.
I eat more pizza,
Right.
right?
And
so
now you're limited.
so now I can't eat your half because you get jalapenos on your pizza.
Oh.
Oh, and the worst. Can we talk about
Damn. Hold up though. Pineapple jalapeno sounds good though.
Nah, fuck that. Can we talk
Nah,
about the worst?
Pineapple doesn't sound good.
Look,
yeah,
bro.
pineapple.
Can we talk
It
about the
sounds
worst
good,
part
too.
about this whole thing when we get a half and half? When the fucking guy who's making the pizza is a little careless and a couple of jalapenos sprinkle themselves underneath my cheese. And the next thing you know, I'm buying. I'm like, why is my mouth burning? And then we argue.
Marinara sauce so hot.
And then we
Wait,
argue
let me ask you.
because I bring up the fact that if you hadn't gotten jalapeno on your side, maybe I'd be able to eat all the pizza.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point.
So wait.
That's beside the point.
If you went to a ball game and got nachos, you would need jalapenos on it,
Ah, fuck no.
Jalapenos all day.
dude. All day.
All day.
There are some occasions for like it has this place. I don't need jalapenos with fucking everything.
No,
Sarah
man.
loves jardinera on everything.
Yo,
Oh,
I
man,
do
Jardinera's
not-
dope as fuck.
Jardinera is hot.
It's so good.
Hot.
It depends. They
You
have
get
mild and hot.
You get
too.
mild.
Or the sweet.
Or nothing.
I don't
Try
fuck
the
with it.
sweet.
I do like sweet. If I go get a beef, I get sweet peppers on
Oh
it.
man, all
I
day.
don't like putting peppers on my shit most of the time, but I will fuck with jalapenos. That's like my one exception.
Yeah,
On a beef, will you get hot or sweet?
I get both.
Hot.
Like how you get like both at the
Hot
same
and
time?
sweet.
It's just too much
That's
pepper on
how
a
I
beef. Like I feel like it would be too thick.
Well, no, I mean like
Unless you
they
get them
don't-
to slice it.
They don't give you the same serving that they would for both. Like it's just like a half.
They,
and
oh,
half
okay, I get you. I get what you. They accommodate for the fact
Yeah,
that
right.
they have both of them.
I would do like a light hot, like a little bit on there,
Gotcha.
you know. I don't like.
For those who don't know who are not in Chicago, which you
right.
should know, in Chicago we're known for Italian beefs, and usually it comes with hot or sweet peppers, and you can get provolone usually on it.
Yeah, cheese.
They usually ask it. It's usually provolone, right? I think.
Cheese, provolone or
maybe Swiss or something. Maybe
never
Swiss is pretty terrible.
Never Swiss.
Swiss
provolone or mozzarella.
Oh yeah, mozzarella. You're right.
That's
that's another topic.
Mozzarella.
Cheese.
Oh, cheese, yo.
Yeah, but let's finish this one really quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so you guys get an idea of what we're talking about, Italian beefs.
Hey, if you're really into
which
food,
I'm assuming exists other places.
If you're really into food, guys, this is the podcast for you, right?
No, Italian beefs probably exist elsewhere, right? But they're not necessarily as highly coveted. But the thing is, that's just a Chicago staple because it's always been a thing.
I get that.
Food
like
is but like small business restaurants has boomed. You know what I'm saying? In recent decade, maybe.
No, right.
So the food in Chicago, the scene has become even. There's just so much great food here. You know what I mean? So like the Chicago staples of like the Chicago hot dog, which is delicious.
Yeah,
the beefs and all that. Those kind of fall to the wayside because there's so many other good foods here. So you don't go and get those artery clogging things all the time.
If you're not from here,
hey, fucking Chicago.
If you're not from here, you might
Chicago
see those things. But like, if you're from here, you usually know. You know what I'm saying?
If you do,
there's at least
Chicago,
like one hot dog stand.
If you're not from Chicago and you visit here, I recommend not getting the combo where it's and a combo is when you get an Italian beef with a sausage on it.
Oh yeah, you don't
Italian sausage. It's way too much. And I feel like it kills the Chicago name.
I feel like it kills you.
Well, without a doubt.
You had a Maxwell Street Polish?
Oh, it's so
man, I
Put
fucking
a lot of meat in your mouth.
Yo, Maxwell Street Polish is
Way
dope,
too much.
but they try to kill you with sauerkraut.
Why would you want to do that?
They try to kill you with
I
sauerkraut.
don't fuck with sauerkraut in general.
I'll mess with it.
I do, but in moderation. They throw like everything they got on your fucking hot dog, and then they gotta make a new batch
Too much
for the
is
next
annoying.
person.
Too much is annoying.
You can give me relish, but don't put no fucking sauerkraut on my hot dog. I don't want that shit.
Do you want sweet relish or pickle relish?
Man, we are really Can we?
Both are fine, honestly.
We are off on tangents here.
I get
This has just been one big tangent about food.
But we keep going off the hot food thing, and I really want to get onto that because I don't really know. There's no rhyme or reason, really. I don't know if there's much more to talk about it, honestly, and for me at least.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
most places
brought it back.
Most places vary, I guess, right?
What I'm grabbing or getting from this is that you like something that's moderately spicy.
I do enjoy a good because there's a threshold of heat being an additive for flavor.
So you like,
but I don't want it to be overly uncomfortable in my mouth.
You like the spicy taste, but you don't like the spicy feeling that comes when it's too hot.
There's a good tingle, and there's a shitty tingle, and the shitty tingle comes quicker than most people's for me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? My threshold is not great,
Of course.
but it varies depending on what place we're at.
That's true, because you know what? Arabs don't spice their food with.
No,
like,
Arabs don't eat a lot of spiced food.
No. I mean, there's always.
We eat a lot of salt.
Yeah, that's true.
For real?
Arabs like salt.
It's seasoned, but not spicy ever.
Gotcha.
No, they season well, but like but there's always salt at the table, and you always see. It's not great.
A large part of the cooking process is adding salt, and then my dad, he would like to grab the fucking salt and put more salt on everything.
But we don't get the impression that the food is overly salted.
No,
it is salted well, and the reason why Pops needs
because I don't know something wrong with his taste buds, but he needs more.
But Pops needs to go grab salt because he just likes more salt. Yeah. Like that's the only thing I can say about it. Like we have enough salt, and we'll maybe add a pinch. You know, like but Dad'll be like Salt Bay, like. Pops will be in there like.
Coarse salt just falling down.
it's like a snow fucking fall.
If you can just picture him pouring it out in slow motion into his hand and it just bouncing off his hand.
It like put dramatic whatever slow mo here.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill you.
He's not gonna watch this.
Why would he kill us?
He doesn't even watch it.
He don't give a shit. That's one thing he's not doing is watching our podcast.
He's not watching it. He's like, yeah, I don't watch podcasts. And he always throws a little shot when I'm talking about my podcast, and I'm like, yo.
What does he say?
He's like, I'm like, oh yeah, you go. No, Friday I gotta go back and record the podcast or whatever. And he's like, Yeah, you gotta get there for your large amount of viewers.
Oh man.
Like little sneak diss and shit, and not even sneak diss, and he's like right blatant about it.
Yeah. He's saying it directly to you.
Totally.
You have no fans.
Yo, for real, he does that. And I'm like, listen, why do you even, like, I'm like, yo, 9 to 5 is the only way to live. I was like, now you got a 9 to 5 and record on Fridays.
Yo, can we talk about that? Like old school, like fathers, like it. Like our generation, we're like, yo, I'm really trying to do my own thing. I want to like express myself, work with my own hands, but in my own way I want. You know?
Yeah, you got a job?
Huh? Oh yeah, that's it. You gonna work?
Right, exactly.
You're gonna graduate high school. You gotta get a job.
Exactly.
Or you gotta get a job. You gotta go to fucking school. Like, what do you mean? Can you shut up for a second and let me think at 18 years old what the fuck I'm gonna do?
Like, hey, yo, listen, there's rich people my age. So I'm trying to get to that level.
Right.
Yeah. You telling me to go to school where
Old-
these people are fucking
old school
performing
dudes,
or
like,
doing whatever they're doing.
Their hands are fucking stronger. Like,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
they're like vice grips. They're
I
like,
don't get it, dude.
Right.
You ever seen two dads fight? It's
No.
crazy, dude. It's
Wait,
like
what YouTube
fucking-
channel are you on?
It's just mountain bears, dude.
Actually-
It's just two mountain bears, just like
On
like,
Twitter, I follow
hard
this
paws, like just big
Pause.
fists, fucking spit flying, like
The question was great though. Have you ever seen two dads fight?
channel. On Twitter, I follow a page called Best Fights. And it's just always a new fight popping up.
Is it always two
just
dads?
think about
No,
it.
it's not always two dads.
It's like let's say like a dad's pushing a stroller and like hits another stroller and it's like, what the fuck's your problem? And like, you know,
That happens?
shit just
So
like,
what the hell?
Fucking explodes, dude.
That sounds like the same way
Wow.
like a
Some
porno
dudes
is
are
played
packed
out.
up, bro.
That's crazy.
That sounds the
Some
same
guys,
way like a
some guys
porno
like
is
that, know
played
what the
out.
other guy is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Wow.
saying.
Don't fucking hit my stroller, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. They're
It
just
sounds
beefed
like
up.
it
The
sounds like,
conversations we had before and what they are now.
it sounds like the same way a porno starts. The same exact way.
Looks like you,
Like you set it up.
Except
There's a
it's-
pizza person coming over to deliver the pizza, and you end up fucking that person. It's the same way. It's the same way when you're like, oh, I bumped into your leg. Oh, let's fight now. Like it's set up that
But
same way. I
oh,
suppose.
it looks like you bumped into my stroller.
No, kids are involved.
Replace that
Too,
other
man.
person with a chick. You know what I'm saying? And it's a different story.
Oh my god.
If the person pushing the cart is a chick, it's a different story.
That is.
It's a completely different story.
Oh, you bumped my stroller.
No. Alright. Alright. Yeah.
All right. Wait, so what were we talking about before we started talking about pushing?
Dude, honestly, nothing. Really.
Yeah. Some hot levels of sauce and whatnot.
But we jumped somewhere from sauce.
Doesn't
And I don't
matter.
quite recall where.
I guess it doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't.
Probably not.
But anyway, do you have anything else? What else do you have wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, we might as well address this because we are Chicagoans.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Dude,
juicy, the juicy. Hey,
Man.
first of all, I have to say shout out to Trevor Noah and his team for creating that. ESPN. No, they created a. Did you watch it?
Yeah,
I'll show you. Oh,
yeah.
so they created a what would be a Lifetime spoof movie of the Jussie Smollett situation, and it's hilarious. It's like 3.5 minutes of just gold. But
Yeah, I saw
Yo.
a little bit when he was playing.
that dude's got some issues, and like all seriousness aside, that word.
It's bound to come eventually.
At what point in your job could you say, you know what, I'm not getting paid enough? What can I do? And then the worst part is he was probably talking to people, right? And then let's say I was here asking you guys, what can I do? Somebody would say, hey Jesse, I got an idea. What you should do is just fake getting beat up.
And make it look like a racist gay and hire the people to do that.
And then go on live TV and then cry about it and call yourself what? The gay Tupac.
Because you're mad that you're making $60,000 an episode, I don't know how much you think you should be making.
Gee.
But
Gee.
what the
I'm
fuck?
sorry. All of that is wild. Man.
It's the craziest story. It's really weird.
I understand that Charlie Sheen made $1 million an episode. The story was about him.
Yo, no, honestly, he was getting paid a really decent salary. But money aside, what kind of fucking human being? What is going on?
That's
just
smart
weird.
movement by any account.
No, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with him, but I feel like
He has issues. He does.
it's really a weird situation. It's almost no way to like rationalize it.
That isn't to like just set him up for a cop out or anything like that. Like he did what he did, and he's gonna get what he deserves.
100%.
It's
But
weird.
I don't know how to rationalize what occurred in any. I can't be like, oh,
Listen,
it's maybe this.
Like I was like cool with the guy. Like like, I was like he was on Empire. Like that was his character and all that. Like,
I've never even
with
seen
him.
the show.
Yeah, I don't know about him.
I never watched it.
But it's
I'm just
weird,
saying,
dude,
like he was doing his thing, and I always heard his name, and like he was always in a good light, So
Only thing.
The older I
but
get,
then
the
this
more
happened out of
time.
nowhere. Yeah.
The older I get, the more time that goes by, man. It's hard to decipher what's real on the news compared to like what's not.
Yeah.
It's
You gotta
hard
be a
to tell.
skeptic.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard. It sucks but you got to be a skeptic about everything.
I suppose.
Like okay, and even if something that they're reporting is happening, what's also happening like happening behind the scenes that they're distracting from because there usually is something. I don't know, man.
It's weird. But the only thing about Empire is I mean I do like Terrence Howard.
Yeah,
Man.
of course. He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, man. It's just funny. I just like how they edit.
I forgot he was in Four Brothers for a while.
For a while. He was in it for a good
No,
amount
I
of time.
forgot for a while.
Oh,
that
oh,
he was in Four
you
Brothers.
phrased that wrong. I forgot he was in Four Brothers for a while. What? Phrase that one more time. Yeah, that was wrong. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
It's been corrected.
like he didn't die quick. Spoiler alert.
He did die.
Another spoiler alert.
God damn.
You said spoiler alert, and then I said it, so I figured.
Well, I said he didn't die quick. I just.
That means he didn't die, or that he died eventually.
Yo, have you ever
That's all
seen
that means.
Hustle and Flow?
Yes.
That's not a bad movie, man.
I thought it was
I
great.
like it.
Why'd you deviate off that fucking topic though?
What, the Jesse Smollett?
Well, no.
Oh, because honestly,
The Four Brothers topic.
Four Brothers is a great movie.
Well,
I'm not saying anything about it. But I figured we spoiled it enough I didn't want to kill it more.
I mean, listen.
I didn't want to tell him that the one of the brothers gets shot and killed.
I feel like at this point,
I didn't want to tell him how it ended. When they were like, "You gonna stay a while?" I don't know.
I wanted to tell you that like Mark
Finn.
Wahlberg beat the main fucking villain in the movie, and he killed
We
him
didn't
with
want to
his
tell you
fist
that, but we told you it all.
in the middle of the snow.
you
You
beat
know,
the shit out of him.
in like
Yeah,
some ice.
Can we talk
He
about the fact
mollywopped.
that they were literally
He
in the middle
mollywopped.
of a lake? Like
Yeah,
they
mollywopped.
drove
Yep.
as far as possible, and then they just threw him in the lake. That's not a good way to go,
Dude, let me tell you how
Wait.
smart it was, though.
Who wants to go that way?
Hey, why did he walk? He walked the whole length of the
He
lake.
walked the whole fucking
That's
way.
true.
He was just
Let me tell you.
in a thermal. A
Yeah,
thermal
right.
and a scully.
Exactly.
Let me tell you how smart it was.
Only Mark Wahlberg. Right?
Only Mark.
How smart of an idea was it for them to just pay his boys? Like that was a great
I
idea.
guess. Yeah.
Dude, that movie could have ended very quick. How much you getting paid?
Right.
I'll double it.
Alright.
Kill that motherfucker.
No, because they had to get the insurance money from his mom's death, or their mom's death.
Oh yeah, there was a little bit more. Man, we are just telling the whole plot.
Yo, if you haven't seen it yet, you just saw
Just
it.
fucking watch
You
Four
just
Brothers.
heard the whole movie.
Just watch it.
Congratulations, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You don't even need to watch it anymore. Matter of fact, Wahlberg should be sending us a check anytime.
Yo, Wahlberg is
save
in a.
people his time.
Sure. I don't know. Yeah. Nope. What was it?
Wahlberg, I think, is one of those like that does really good movies. But recently, he's been doing all those like very dramatic, like hero explosion, attack movies, and it's just like I want him to go back to with Will Ferrell, the other guys.
Oh, the other guys.
Oh yeah.
Let's do some damage.
He was like, what did he say? He was like, what were they aiming for? Remember when they jumped?
Oh man, that was so stupid.
He was like, what would I
They were in the movie for like 10 minutes.
He said, "Despot." Dude, that movie is really fucking.
Aim
funny.
for the bushes? Yeah, that movie's good. And then but I wanted to go back to that shit. Like when he does shit with like Will Ferrell, it's really good. Like
comedy shit. Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home was not bad. It wasn't as good as the other guys.
No.
You know, Will Ferrell's another one that does some really good shit.
Listen, can I tell you something? I just watched a movie I think yesterday actually. The worst fucking waste of time. Have you ever seen Buried?
Wait.
No.
Wait. There's nothing worse than the waste of time we had. The time you thought that you red boxed Hansel and Gretel. Remember? And
That
it
was
was
terrible. It was a different Hansel and Gretel, so they made like a brand new one with the guy from Avengers. I forgot what his name was. The bow and arrow dude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that was not the one that I got.
Yo, we're like, when is dude gonna get in the movie?
We watched the whole thing to
Yo,
You watched the whole
and
thing.
also, can we say how disturbing the movie was?
So I feel like halfway through you guys just committed to it. Like
It was
it's
like-
not the movie,
yeah,
but we're
we
gonna watch
watched
it.
And I'm gonna be honest, I still had hope. I was like, well, maybe he's the hero.
was like-
right at the end.
It was like a dark Disney movie.
Dude, Adam comes home with fuck. It was, but it wasn't even dark like a Disney movie would be dark. It was dark like, it was pretty fucking terrible, man.
It was
like,
pretty twisted.
really twisted. I mean, you know the plot of Hansel and Gretel and all that.
Right.
And man, I was like, what the fuck did you rent?
I have no idea. I thought it was the right one.
That was
I'm like,
almost-
how many fucking Hansel and Gretels came out yesterday into Red Box? Like, why is there one?
Yeah, that's true. I give you that much. What's the odds of two new Hansel and Gretel's being out at the same time?
That's fucked up.
That's almost as bad as the time you came home with the pizza, like complete.
Listen,
What was that?
let's not veer that far
Okay,
off the topic.
all right. Can we talk about it or no? Do you want to talk about
I
it?
don't care, whatever is fucking.
No, we'll talk about
Hit
it.
me with
another
it. Hit me
time.
with it. I want to know.
Okay, so and all right. So,
Okay, so
So one, I want to start off by saying, I used to give him a really hard time about it until I did this. Okay, now,
so it's happened.
but
more
I
than
did it
just
to
me.
myself.
Okay.
I did it to myself, right? And I didn't, and nobody else was affected. All right.
The only other person that was affected when I did it was him.
Right.
The only
But
other
it's
person.
fucked up.
So it would make
Adam
sense that
came
he's the only
home
one
with
mad
a
about it.
pizza box, right? A pizza
From
box.
Kings, remember, right down the
Okay.
street.
Yeah.
Now I know what happened is Adam dropped the box or something
No,
like
this
that.
is what happened. Okay, let me explain it to you.
All right, you give me the
from
story
how it
from your
actually
perspective.
happened, okay.
No.
So you remember we used to get pizzas from back there back in the day.
Of course.
So we got like an extra large or some shit.
Right.
And I walked over there like 25 minutes after we ordered it. I didn't have the car yet. I was walking over there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I remember.
So what happened was I got the pizza, and mind you, listen. First of all, I was already mad because King's is like the worst place. They charge cash everywhere you can.
Yeah.
You can't use, so I'm pretty sure I had to go to the ATM there to get the money out. I was really mad about it. But anyway, I got the pizza, and the door on your way out of King's
Heavy.
is like heavy as fucking thing.
So this is like my comeback on it?
Yeah, and like I fucking smashed into the fucking door and it like fell. So basically, when I got the pizza to you,
I gotta tell you,
It was
this is
heavy.
the first time I've ever heard him say it. It fell.
the whole fucking pizza was like on one side. The cheese was on one
It
side.
looked like Adam took the pizza, turned it on its side, and shook it like you would Etch-a-Sketch.
It was not that bad. It wasn't that bad. Don't even fucking lie. Listen, it wasn't that bad.
It was
it
like
still
he
sucked.
tried to clear Etch-a-Sketch
But let me ask
that he'd
you-
been drawing on all day.
But let me ask you, did you eat the pizza?
Well, it was difficult. I
But did
pieced
you eat
together
it?
pizza that
I
I
ate
thought. Okay,
It was still delicious.
if
Alright.
I'll say this, I don't know that if I didn't.
It was
know-
one time in my life. 29
Wait,
years.
I'll say that I don't know that if I didn't know it was pizza, I would know it was pizza.
That's a damn lie.
Ah, it was
There's
a concoction.
cheese and crust and sauce. How could you
and
mistake
bread.
pizza?
It was a
in
concoction.
any-
It could have been a calzone gone wrong, right?
Not even close.
Maybe a huge pizza puff
The
that
exaggeration.
exploded
Right.
The exaggeration
12 days
of these
ago.
stories, ladies and gentlemen, that's some bullshit.
Either way, that was a mistake. Like,
Yeah,
But
but then-
no, 100%. I used to give him shit about it. Only problem I was
That-
mad. Only reason I was mad is because I was mad hungry.
I get that.
But you still had pizza to
I
eat.
get that.
I had like
Extra large pizza. Like,
Like-
if anything, you got like plates out and shit.
yeah,
But
you're
there
just
was
like-
nothing. There was none of
Listen.
that. You had to cut. Oh, yeah, the cut
Right.
pieces. It was like
it's
one
not
of those.
like you went over there to get the pizza.
This man said you gotta cut a piece.
Like you had to like basically make your own slices.
It's not like you.
It was like, you know, in dough
You're
when you're
crafting pieces.
You know when you're like baking and you cut like pieces out of dough.
Right.
It's basically like that. We're like, okay,
Let me tell you
here's a
something.
little bit of crust. I'm gonna get a little bit of that cheese and
Let me
slap
put
it
a little
together.
bit of this into perspective for you right now, right?
But I
So
did
you're
say,
at home,
I did
and
say,
you're waiting
I
on the
did
pizza.
say I
and
changed.
I went to go and get the pizza. How do you think I felt?
Horrible.
It killed me. Like, I love pizza. That's my favorite fucking
No,
food.
I get it.
Why didn't you go back to them and be like, you guys?
I didn't even leave the fucking counter yet. Like, I mean, I left the counter and I was on my way out.
No, I'm good.
And they saw that, they were just like, yo, it sucks, man. Like, I was
So
like,
they didn't offer to give you another one?
No.
Like, what the fuck? I would have been like, your fucking door is bullshit. I need a fucking new pizza.
Yeah, yeah. But what can you do? At the same time,
No,
also, I didn't want to wait
That's
another
not
half
you,
hour.
I'm just saying.
You know?
But
I would have
I was
kept
hungry
it.
now.
No, your motherfucker's making me a new
yeah,
one.
I'm
Plus,
gonna chew on this. I'm gonna chew
I'm
on
gonna-
this
I'm gonna make
slice
some
of
of
pizza.
this.
Listen,
Yeah.
let me ask you something. You ever fall in public and then you get up and you're just trying to pretend like...
Of course.
there's-
Okay,
walk
so
away and shit.
listen.
It was like that.
Listen, I get it, and this is exactly why I sympathize now. Now, when I did what I did, okay, that I'm about to tell the story about, the pizza did not end up in the same way. However, I was very fearful, and as I was doing what I was doing, as I am going to get into, I thought of you. And I cursed myself out the whole way up the stairs.
So what happened?
So I was like, "You fucking idiot!" So I get home.
Wait. You said you fucking idiot?
No.
He was calling himself.
Yeah, I told you I was cursing myself out. So it was at the old apartment, right? And we lived right in front of the fire hydrant, so there was nobody that parked there. But the curb was pretty high. Remember? Just a little bit because the fire hydrant was there anyway. So it was kind of.
So like, I'm parked up to the next spot and it was almost even with...
So I parked. Had the pizza and I'm walking and I had some Jordan slides on. I step at the curb and it catches.
I hate that shit.
And I fell, right? The pizza went and fell face down, right?
Oh.
Right? I'm like, motherfucker. Now, somewhere along the lines of the flip, Adam crossed my head, right? Out of my mind. I was like, I was like, son of a bitch! I can't make fun of him about it no more, right? That's like my bread and butter. I like to make fun of things and people. So,
it was a kill two birds with one stone situation. There.
So basically what I did was take all that away. But, so I fell, I hit the ground, the pizza's upside down, and I'm like, ah! And simultaneously you think about the fact that is anybody watching, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you can't take the time to look because that's time away from you recovering, grabbing the pizza in case nobody is watching.
Yeah.
So then you look like nothing ever happened,
Yeah.
right?
If you're a true pizza loving Chicagoan, you have some kind of fucked up story.
Yo, this was a
You have a fucked up story about pizza.
Yeah,
you got a fucked up story about pizza.
But no,
I got a fucked up story about
but
pizza.
luckily, I will say the
I
pizza
still love
was,
it
the
more
pizza
than
was
anything in
intact.
this world, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Not everything.
So-
There's like maybe one or two things ahead of it.
the one last thing about it, right? The pizza from King's, I will give you this. The pizza from King's was, the extra large was very big, right? I forget, it was like 20 inches, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And that being the case means that they probably don't cook it as well, right? The dough sometimes isn't as crisp. So when Adam did what he did, the dough was able to bunch up a little bit more. The heat as he was walking, it melted together. That's why it looked like some blob that had turned into a pizza color.
It made me upset, alright?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go back and touch on a sensitive topic. You did it, it's okay.
Sensitive. I hate destroying pizza like
So,
that.
He
I
almost,
love you,
he
pizza.
almost like did this. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I hate you, bees.
But I was at Rosati's, right?
Yes.
And Rosati's, they cook it a little bit more crispy, a little more thorough. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't Rosati's. It was, not that anybody's gonna know, but Papa Joe's by the house, and they really do a good job of making a thorough cook. And it was probably just a large pizza. So when it fell, and everything was intact, right? The pizza wasn't doughy, so it didn't kind of shift. The cheese, I guess, had just enough time to like not be too melty. So luckily, I didn't have the same result. So I can't sympathize 100%.
It's a sad note. But I mean,
Sorry,
you know, listen.
Dave's pizza was intact together.
I smashed into
his
a heavy,
hands were.
I smashed into a heavy door on a windy day. You know, you dropped yours face down.
One day we're gonna have to talk about the
the
infamous block of you tripping, but that's a whole nother time for another story, a whole other day.
Listen, that was decades, literally decades ago.
But like, no lie, at least 10 times in a row.
Really?
Listen,
Yeah.
we're saying someday, and that day is not today. So we're gonna go ahead and move to something.
You want to
else.
talk about that? No,
No, we'll talk about it.
I'm totally joking.
But no. So long story short, I understand. But at the same time, I don't, because my pizza was still intact. But I do take back all the bullshit I said, because I get it. I understand. And yes, also you gotta admit, you never admitted you dropped the pizza before. You've never said that to me before. You said, no, it's just the door.
This man's stuck on it right now.
So, no, I'm apologizing, but I'm just saying.
My booty hurt right now.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying.
No.
Not at all. I'm apologizing, but I'm saying because of the fact that I had never heard that it had dropped. I know King's Doors. You know
I don't
that.
remember specifically the chain of events. All right, I am pretty sure I dropped the thing.
I would say so.
It's been like 7, 8 years now since
I would
this
say
happened.
so.
It's been a good period of time.
This was right when you moved in with me.
So I was still 19.
Me and Adam used to live with each other for what, like 5 years, probably.
7 years.
Well, for like the last few years, you kind of were like,
no, 7 years.
Really? So wait, let me think about this. From 2007 to 2008, I had another roommate. Whatever. From 2008 till when did you move out?
It was about 2015, yeah.
Oh yeah, so about 7 years. That's crazy. I didn't even realize it was. But like I'm saying, for the last few years, you were there like part time. You know what I mean? But
so that was the 2 years following the 7 year mark.
There's gonna be a lot of probably stories of me and Adam's apartment dwelling, which there's a lot of funny stories. And also, you'll get as many as those probably with me and Dave and Adam and Dave and all of us together because we've known each other for way too long.
Yes. That's a good idea.
So, other than that, what else?
I mean, there's
I know we have a few topics that we wanted to touch on. What were you?
I mean, yeah, we don't have to go too crazy, but like number one, R. Kelly finally got.
Let's say something about that.
He got indicted, and now he's charged with 10 counts of sexual abuse.
Yeah, get that motherfucker out of here. I will say though, I'm kind of certain he left the country.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, because about a day ago, he stated that he was leaving his Chicago studio because of the restrictions that they put on him. Because they wouldn't allow him to be there past 6 or 9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, I get creative in the middle of the night, whatever. I think that means something else. Not going to touch on that. So, but I'm assuming him leaving Chicago means that he probably left the country.
Right.
Because now they brought this up today, meaning if he tries to leave today, they put a warrant out for his arrest. They're not going to allow them to leave the country. Yeah. Now, for the record, I don't want him to be able to leave the country. I want him to be locked up. He deserves to be, much like many other people that do pretty terrible things, But R. Kelly, I think they have to make it right compared to what they did earlier in the 2000s,
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Definitely.
When it comes to R. Kelly, it's weird. Like, people don't want to see him go to jail as much as they want to see Bill Cosby go to jail. It's just weird.
It is weird.
The dynamic with him. So I just hope that they do the right. They assess the case correctly. Got to do.
Yeah.
And in related jail news, Tekashi will pretty much not be getting any jail time because he snitched on everybody.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on that, but
I mean, that's
he's gonna. But it's gonna. All I'm really interested in is how does he go to witness protection based on his appearance now?
Right.
Listen.
Right.
I don't know, but he is the.
No, I mean, what all the tattoos? He's got 69, like 1,000 times on his body.
And then that's a lot of laser removal.
He's the definition of fucking witness protection.
Dude, they're literally gonna have to just be there like.
He was like, he did this, He did that. He did this.
They have pictures of him doing this.
Yeah.
Like, literally pointing people up. Yeah.
I just can't.
I don't even want to talk about that shit.
It reminded me of that video with Snoop fucking calling him out, and then he was like, "Yo, of course I'm gonna snitch, man. Like I gotta get out of here.
This shit ain't for me, bro."
That shit was hilarious.
Man.
But yeah. So that's the interesting jail news this week. Last week I think was DMX getting out of jail.
Yeah.
Yo, I watched in just a completely unrelated topic because I think what else about jail, right? But so I watched there's a T-Mac Kobe Bryant interview. I don't know if you've seen it for the All-Star Weekend.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw.
And they were talking about like, I mean, they knew each other right before they both got drafted and shit. And Kobe Bryant says that that in terms of people who he wasn't able to really guard or he had a tough time guarding, T-Mac is I think he named the first one.
Yeah.
You know, it was a pretty cool interview. I recommend you watching it. I mean, I don't really have much to say other than that, but I just feel like a recommendation to you guys. It's just cool insight to see. Yeah. You know, these guys. T-Mac, I believe, is probably one of the players who had some of the greatest potential. Just one, he had back issues, right, and also I think work ethic really wasn't there as much as some other players. But T-Mac seemed to be able to do it without any effort. You know. I mean, like his skill level it was outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I agree.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Did you guys watch All-Star Weekend?
No, I really wanted to, but I don't have cable because I cut the cord and shit. But when you cut the cord, you kind of cut like, your way to see all the new shit. So
Pops doesn't subscribe to actual TNT on Comcast. So
actual TNT. What that
TNT.
mean?
So that means he
got fake TNT.
No, he got that little Arab box, and it's like
say that one more time for them. Not Arrow. Was it
Arab? Little
box.
Arab box. And like every once in a while they like stream things from American TV, but it's usually just like a bunch of Arab shit. But he doesn't have Comcast TNT. So I asked one of my guys for his login for Xfinity, and I just watched it on my phone on TNT.com.
Not a bad idea. I wanted to. Out of all the things, I'm more concerned about. Like it's funny to me, like the fact that everybody's saying that Vince Carter should have been in the dunk contest for the last year. You know what I mean? Like he should have done it. Yeah, like, can you imagine Vince Carter winning again? He would probably win just off the novelty of him going into it again.
But he might also be better because, listen, did you watch any of the highlights?
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to throw his back out just for the dunk contest.
Every fucking dunk. Like,
really?
All he had to do was make the dunk, and he would have won.
Yeah, the dunk contest. The last really good one was with Zach LaVine and Eric Gordon.
Yeah,
that was
even that, like, whatever.
That was fun because they were creative, and it wasn't stupid creative. It was actually like finesse and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I just been kind of like looking at. There's a few interviews, but I think it's been a trend lately. Magic and Isaiah Thomas had an interview recently. Shaq and Kobe had one. Yep. Like it's just like a burying the hatchet type of thing, whatever. But those are cool interviews, man. I like watching that stuff, and since the '90s of basketball was such like a it's so near and dear to me and whatnot. Like I just like to watch people because. Back then, you only got interviews every so often, only what was on TV. Now, all of them exist, and you can go on YouTube, and you can really just fall into this rabbit hole of really just, hearing people that you saw play basketball, but you didn't really hear their personalities and what they were like. Now you can actually get a little insight into who they were. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
Like, fucking Magic and Isaiah both
awesome.
You saw it, they both cried.
So great. Yeah,
they cried and apologized to each other.
That was a great moment.
You know what I mean? And that's fucking really, that's awesome. As men, you want to be like holding grudges as men. As a grown man, depending on what the grudge is, but it's always
they're
nice.
in their 50s and 60s, right, or something like that. So
I would say they're probably late 50s.
That's something that happened when they were in their 20s.
Maybe
30s.
The Dream Team thing, right? 92.
Yeah. Maybe early 30s.
Yeah, Magic was 31, 32 when he was when he got diagnosed with AIDS.
I think so.
Yeah, so I think that was right around. I think that was right around that time. So yeah, he's probably early 30s. So probably late 50s now, both of them.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with Isaiah, to be honest.
Yeah, he was kind of a punk, man.
He was
He still is kind of.
he was a dog on the court. He was a motherfucking dog on the court. But
See, I always praised Joe Dumars, man.
Joe Dumars was a beast too. Another Chicago guy.
I meant like over Isaiah though.
Um,
Isaiah is who he is, you know, as far as like statistics, you know, like he's an amazing player. You can't really, go around that. I always just looked at,
Joe Dumars is like a little bit different. I agree. I like Joe Dumars as well.
He was just that other player that I like to watch,
But
on that team.
in terms of the Isaiah thing, though, like I always feel like Isaiah, and as a Bulls fan, like when they finally won and they walked off the court without shaking any of the players' hands,
right.
that's one of those things that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like,
Totally.
I'm assuming there's a lot of you guys out there who have teams that got beat by MJ who hate the fuck out of the Bulls.
But it's funny because, that's the same way. Like, I can't even bring myself to be a fan of Detroit for the most part ever. Like, when Ben Wallace and Rip were on there, I like that team.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What was it? What they call that shit? What was the...
Their nickname?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I forget what they had a nickname for. But yeah, that team was really good. I don't really have a grudge against the Pistons now. I remember probably around the time Grant Hill started playing, I really probably became more of a fan.
Yeah.
Or not a fan, but like accepting of like, because I fuck New York. Fuck the Knicks.
Stackhouse was on the Pistons for a bit too.
Jerry Stackhouse was nice. Yeah, he's a coach now somewhere, right?
I'm not sure exactly.
I think he's a coach. But like, there's teams we hated. I fucking hated the Knicks. I hated Indiana.
Of course, yeah, fucking Knicks all day.
Yeah.
The Pacers can suck a fat dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even to this day, fuck the Pacers.
Yeah.
We've been through it. Fuck Indiana.
Ugh,
but anyway.
Reggie Miller was such a punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still respected his shot as a shooter. You know what I mean?
He was like what Ray Allen is now, or like was the last like decade.
Yeah.
That was Reggie Miller back then.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the volume of shots or the volume of 3-pointers that the change, right? Like before, it was more of let's be efficient with it, right?
Yeah,
less is
it
more
was
as long as we
strategic
make them.
scoring.
It was more strategic.
You had to know you're gonna hit that shot.
Now we're gonna jack that shit up. Just get a good look.
So now
not even a good look. Just get a look.
It's all about the fast break and three. That's
Steph, we know you can do it. So once you hit that 35-foot mark, go ahead and let it off.
Yeah, dude. I don't. You think they're eventually gonna implement a 4-point shot?
No, man. If they implement 4-point, that's like rock. That's like rock and jock fucking basketball.
I don't think they won't.
I thought the same shit.
It's exactly like rock and jock. And then you can shoot 100 feet in the air and get like 45 points and win right away.
Right.
After they started putting advertisements on their jerseys, there's nothing off limits.
Yeah, man. That is
the advertisements.
Okay, no. Right now the advertisements aren't bad. There's just one, right? When it starts to be a point where it's more patches, you can't find the team name and shit. That's a whole nother issue.
That's what it's gonna be. More patches in the NBA jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of is that right now though. You have the Nike logo, you have or Adidas, and you have NBA, and then usually you have one more to that.
Yeah, like Celtics. I think they have General Electric.
Yeah, whatever. Like
I don't even know who the Bulls have sponsored their jerseys. I don't know.
It's like Z something, like Zenzi or something like that. I don't know. I forgot.
Chicago.
Yeah, Bulls.
I mean, no, it's a Chicago company.
I'm not sure.
No, I don't know. I think
imagine it would be.
I don't think a 4-point shot's coming, and if it is, the league becomes more of a novelty.
But Adam Silver is more open to changing things.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll change that.
I think he will. I think at the All-Star game they had a 4-point
I hope
game.
not.
Yeah, no, but at the All-Star game is different than in a regular season
but that's
game.
just a test of
just trying it out though. Yeah.
I don't think most I would think that most true NBA basketball fans would not, and savvy fans, right? Those who are not like.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Most fans are not savvy. These fucking kids who are watching, they don't give a fuck about that. They want to.
Dude, what would they get?
New
Fucking
generation.
200 to 200-point games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, you score 10 fucking.
Or you get like a 40-point game because nobody can get a shot from out there.
Will increase, obviously.
10 fucking 4-pointers and you
Maybe,
get.
yeah.
No, dude, all kids are gonna. Nobody's gonna learn to shoot, be a fundamental big man. Like, Everybody's gonna shoot. Like you're never gonna get inside play. Nobody's gonna be in the paint banging. It's gonna be literally every kid's gonna go up shooting.
We don't know that yet. So, like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the.
It sounds like that'd be right though.
That's the door you open.
I agree with that.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
The way the league is moving, man, I don't know. I don't rule it out. I think Adam Silver is trying to be progressive, and he thinks that, like, you know, there's certain ways that, well, being progressive is good. Some ways it's not. Especially like, the sport has changed enough as it is in the last like two decades, something like that. So
I don't. I'm open to change. I'm definitely not one of those that believe that the sport should remain the same. Like, to a certain extent. For instance, baseball. You know my stance. Allow PEDs. Might as well. It's gonna be fun. You know you love it. It's gonna be fun.
The league will turn into nothing but a bunch of 3 and D people.
Joe Dirt is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Miami.
I got the pool on.
He's like, what if we are his family? Say it again, and I'll stab you in the head with a fucking soldering iron. He was like, what the fuck? He told that dude, that was awesome. Anyway, yeah, baseball, PEDs. Why not? Why not? What is the harm? Also, allow the fucking bat to be flipped in the fucking air as high as he wants it to be.
Yeah. And let them plug their bats with corkscrews. And
no, that's taking it too far. That's taking it too far. PEDs already.
Why?
PEDs.
You want to see a show, right?
No,
so your argument about PEDs was, hey, it's gonna make them have more power and make it more of an exciting show.
Them have more power. That's
throw some fucking corkscrews in that bitch and make it a home run every chance you get.
Fucking Mark McGuire watching this, like, hell yeah.
No, listen. You're already corking yourself with PEDs. You don't need to cork the bat.
But that's a show. That's what you want.
I get it. But the bat is a different story. To use
it's not
one or the other. Then allow cork bats or no PEDs, or you know what I'm saying?
But cork bats and PEDs.
Or allow some sort of.
You can't do that.
Do something where you're allowed to use a cork bat once
At
a game.
some point, some players are gonna react differently, and some weird shit's gonna happen.
You still
with the PEDs.
Yeah.
Hey, why? Sammy Sosa fucking hit 72. All he did is bleach his skin when he was done.
That man is crazy now, though.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm just
all
saying,
he did was make himself white. Huh?
There's side effects to that. Steroids?
Maybe he was crazy already. He loves his family. Remember Sammy Sosa?
I mean, sure.
I love America.
But,
coming to America.
My man got reverse vitiligo.
Vitiligo. I don't even know no motherfucking Vitiligo.
I didn't know his name was Lionel.
Oh shit. What are we at in time?
I don't know. Do we have anything else important to talk about?
I don't think I got it.
We haven't had anything important to talk about.
We've talked about some important things, but mostly not so important things. We talked about Jussie Smollett. We talked about R. Kelly. We talked about the NBA.
Nasty, and nasty.
Yeah, but everything else was great. Oh,
Gold.
Also, what else is
Golden.
nasty? Flaming hot fucking Cheetos.
No. And if you want to end it there, I'm cool. If you want to go to the ending segment.
All right. Well, hey,
Flaming
listen,
hot
everybody.
Cheetos are amazing. So
Thank
Yo,
you for
fuck Flaming Hot Cheetos.
you can just go that way with that.
Thank you for tuning in.
I thought we
to
grew up
episode
together. You guys
number
fucking
31.
eat corn off the cob. Like you slice that shit
It
off.
has been a great episode.
Whack ass
and
Flaming
we're
Hot
really
Cheetos.
glad that you could join us today. If you enjoyed the show, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Yes.
Opposite shout out, Glenn.
I almost forgot. Opposite shout out to Glenn. Also, my boy, I don't know what's wrong with him right now. He's has some issues physically, but he's taking care of his thing. It's not nothing crazy.
Oh, Glenn?
But so he's feeling a little down. So
shout out
to Glenn.
Feel better, man. We love you.
On the opposite end of that, opposite shout out to Glenn. You go ahead and subscribe to us if you please on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google.
I'm on Twitter, y'all. Check me out. I don't know how to tell you. Just check my name. It's there.
He's newly on Twitter.
I just said that.
You might want to see his. You might want to.
That's
see
what you
his
get for
page.
eating Flaming Hot Cheetos.
He's
You
the
can
goddamn
pay
host.
attention.
You might want to
Damn
see
it.
his page.
Let him talk.
You know what I'm saying?
I said it. I'm on Twitter. He said it
He
again.
is the host. Let him talk.
He you don't know ever how to shut up. It's just how it works. It's either got to be the beginning intro to interject or whatever.
Okay.
It is what it is.
I got you though.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay though.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
okay. It's okay.
And Stacks, I'm gonna talk for you. Peace out to the viewers from him. Thank you for tuning in for my brother Osama, my boy Dave, and myself. See y'all next week.
Later, guys. Peace.
Peace.